Hey y'all, welcome to your Homegirl podcast. I'm your host and your homegirl, Katie Patilli, and we're going to chat about what it's like to be a successful female in this crazy world of real estate, or a male that helps empower and support us. So without further ado, let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of your Homegirl podcast. I have the cutest guest that I just love and adore. I met her in the Moms in Real Estate group. So she is a mom doing it all in the real estate space, but she is actually a lender. So I have Morgan Conrad here, residential and commercial lender based out of Tampa, Florida, but actually started her real estate career for 8 years in Toronto. So not even in the States here. So we'll love to hear about how you made your move over. And has one little boy, Lennox. So I am so happy to have you here, Morgan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really have the utmost respect for real estate agents. I understand the game. I did that for 8 years in Toronto. And the funny thing is, it's actually really different in Canada. So coming here and dealing with my own residential transactions, I was like, I don't recognize any of this paperwork. Everything looks different. So you guys kind of do it a little differently, but I'm sure, the hustle and the game is the exact same. So as a lender, I'm always trying to think of ways that I can make it easier for real estate agents because I know that it gets real crazy.
How in the world did you end up from Toronto to Tampa, Florida? What made you make the move?
That's a really good question. Totally different climates. I absolutely love. I moved for love. I got married. This was probably 3 years ago, almost now, and moved down here. Did the whole process, and then so the top part was that I couldn't work when I had first moved here because I didn't have my work authorization. So I have a lot of time to kind of reflect on things with my real estate career. Did I enjoy it? Was it something I wanted to continue doing? And then I'd finally got my work authorization when I was pregnant with my son. So I was thinking, I kind of want to go into lending just because I'm able to be there for him a little bit more, don't have to run out on those late night showings and stuff like that. And so literally with him just on a pillow next to me, I was studying for my mortgage exam. So he's probably been part of it since like day one, pretty much.
To the same extent. So how do you find a way to balance keeping family life balanced, but also being available to all your referral partners and clients and things like that?
Such a good question. And I feel like that's such a hot topic right now because now more than ever, we just have so much stuff to do, especially as ladies. We're expected to shove so much into our schedule. We have to look good. We have to exercise. We have to work hard. We have to take care of our kids and keep our house clean, just all of it. So, with me, it's really all about systems. And I think it was in Atomic Habits, they say that you don't necessarily rise to your goals, you can fall to your systems. That might be the wrong quote, but anyways, it had to do with systems. And so for me, my CRM is so important to me. I use Bonzo. This is not sponsored, but I use Bonzo as my CRM. And so it really helps me, not let anyone fall through the cracks. No matter what, I'm able to set up campaigns and stuff like that so that everyone feels like I'm still constantly thinking about them, even though I can't literally think about 1,000 people in one day. I love to.
Right.
I can't. So days like setting in the system for yourself really helps you set yourself up for success, I find. Also, I'm obsessed with to-do lists. That's kind of been my thing for a long time, just really into visual. So I have an app called Todoist, and it allows me to put down everything I'm thinking, sort it into days, and then I just kind of like check it off as I go down. It makes that satisfying little pop. So you feel that like an endorphin rush. You're like, okay, I got another thing done. So Bunzel and Todoist have really been helpful for me. Because sometimes, I don't know if else is crazy like me out there at 2 a.m. I'll just like wake up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I need to call this person. Yes, right? Okay, that makes me feel better. Because out of nowhere, it will be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to put my son's bottle in his bag, just crazy stuff.
Yes.
Like that. And I find if I don't write it down, it is gone. Like it's gonna continue like a week later, a week too late.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Personal.
having somewhere where I can just have everything written down. And you know what? Honestly, sometimes I won't get everything done that I'm supposed to in the day, but they just like let you put it onto the next day. So at least, it's not just like gone. At least you're like, okay, I'm sending
Mhm.
it to the next day, it'll get done. So yeah, so those two tech items have been super beneficial for me in terms of just staying on top of people, making them feel important, and also me not going crazy because I'm able to know what I'm doing and when I need to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I think I need the to-do list app because that is everything you just said. I'm like, yeah, me, right here, right here.
I feel like that's like common thing with entrepreneurs. We're constantly we're on, and then yes, ma'am, in the middle of the sleep time, we're on. So yeah, no, I
Yes.
love it. If I can give anyone any suggestions, it would definitely be Todoist or a good CRN.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I hear the CRM thing from almost everyone that I talk to, whether it's agent or lender side, like just so necessary to help you keep track of all your clients, business things. Like, yeah, yeah. And take so much of the legwork out of it for you too. So
Yeah, no, exactly. Because the worst thing is to come around like maybe like a couple weeks after you talk to someone and be like, I'm just supposed to follow up with them. Oh my gosh, I never got that.
yeah.
And it kind of, tarnishes the relationship with them because they're like, well, I guess I'm not that important to them. And I felt that way about certain people too. It's like they're like, I'll call you in 2 weeks and you never hear from them again. You're like, okay.
So what does like a day in the life look like with all of that intertwined? Family life, working out, business, all of that.
That's a good question. So I find, my dad, he is like super fit. He's like 65 years old. He runs on the treadmill for an hour every day, which is nice getting her head. But
Yeah.
you have to make it easy. So I find, if things are too complicated or if they're not easily replicatable, it gets a little bit confusing. And then you're like, okay, no, I'm not going to do it. So for me, I like to work out. I go to Burn Boot Camp here in New Tampa every morning at 8:30. I like to get in there. It makes it easy for me. I know where I'm the 15-minute drive. And it's something that I know that I can do, I can get done, and then I can move on with my day. So, and even I would love to go earlier, but they start childcare at 8:30. So I have to go at 8:30.
Yeah.
Get that whole work-life balance thing. But
Exactly.
I find, after bringing more working out stable of a working out plan into my life and into my business, it's really helped me because it's like, okay, once I finish my workout, I'm on to go. I already got fired up, got those endorphins in, and I'm ready. I think, sometimes I'll work out later in the afternoon. But then I feel like it kind of interrupts my flow at the end of the day because a lot of times I'll take client calls when they're off work, which is between 6 to 8. And if I'm working out at that time, that can kind of interrupt that. But I find if you really make just like a solid schedule and just stick to it, it makes it a lot easier and you know what you're doing. With Burn Bootcamp, for example, they plan out the workouts. I'm not good at going my home gym and try to figure out what to do and stuff like that. I just get frustrated. And I just get frustrated and I'm like, I don't know what and I just end up
Yes.
even, right? So I find if you just go somewhere that makes it easy for you, even if you have like an app that you can use at home where they have the workout
Mhm.
schedule and stuff like that. Or if you like to put workouts together, you can kind of plan it the week before so that, that morning when you're just getting going, you can just execute and then move on, which is what I think a lot of people want to do with their workout? So that's important. So 8:30 in the morning, I usually do my workouts. Then I come home. I like to start with my follow-ups. Those are kind of the most important calls and texts that I'm going to send out, making people feel that I'm really, thinking about them, seeing how things are going, asking if they finished the application, if they have any questions, really get that important section out of my way before I start prospecting. And then after that, I'm reaching out to agents, reaching out to investors. I like to use Facebook a lot for prospecting.
Mhm.
That usually takes me from about 10 to about 12:30. Then Lennox has a nap, which is nice. So I get a little bit of a break. Yeah, you get a little bit of a break. He used to do two, now he's down to one, but that's okay. Usually at that time, I like to reset my house a little bit, just get everything, you know how it is with toddlers. So just kind of get everything a little bit tidy.
Organize the chaos.
Take a second, kind of, bring it back on. And usually in the afternoon, it's kind of more client calls. I do my social media creation, posting reels, following up with people a little bit more. And then sometimes into the evening, into 6 to 8, I'm doing more client calls. So that's kind of a day of my life. After that, usually I'll do running errands or going to the park, something like that. And that's really it.
Well, that is jam-packed day. And doing it all with the little one there with you, I know is easier said than done. So you are a
How
superhuman.
stressful it is to have like a little person with you all the time until you have one, and then you're like, okay, it's kind of hectic because you forget
Yeah.
they actually have their own needs and their own, know,
That you have to assist them with all of them.
and then they're just
Yeah.
a nice friend to just hang out with, which he is, but he also like has needs and wants, maybe sometimes in the middle of a phone call for me. So
Huh? Yeah.
that's the whole thing that you have to remember. Okay, I'm doing both right now, not just one.
Yeah. 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 Well, one other thing I wanted to touch on with you is well, your son, I should say, is fourth generation into the real estate business. You are third. So how did that all come about? I think you mentioned your dad.
He hasn't gotten his license yet, but yeah, only gonna be, at least whatever he does as a career is totally up to him, and that's totally fine. But it would be great to at least have him into the real estate investing, game and stuff like that. So
Yes.
he's able to have a nice little nest egg and kind of understand that business before he even gets started. So yeah, my dad is super proud of it that I'm efficient real estate agent and investor. My grandfather was an agent in the 60s. He would literally bring a briefcase with papers in it and like a big giant pen and go to people's houses because there was no Zoom, there was no Teams, there was no doc.
Yeah.
So just totally old school. And he did like really, really well and did some real estate investments, land deals, stuff like that. So then my dad, I feel like necessarily people aren't like, I'm going to be a real estate agent. It kind of just comes to them later and they're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be really good. So then my dad got in the business. I think that was probably right before I was born. And he's been doing it up in Toronto. I'm still doing it ever since. And then I got into real estate when I was 23. And yeah, so with Lennox, I really want to make it a point that if I'm going to like a closing of a property I'm buying or anything like that, I'm like, look, Lennox, like this is the process and this is how it works. Because I think people maybe don't give kids the benefit of the doubt enough. You might think, oh, let's
Yes.
say he's 8 years old, what is he gonna learn or something like that? But kids really take stuff in.
Yes. They do.
Exciting thing like just bought a house or something like that. Like I'm sure that they would take, even just the excitement around it. If they can take that with them, then when they set their own goals, they're going to be like, yeah, I want to replicate that excitement. I'm going to
Yeah.
put buying and ghosts on my goals, which is
Yeah. Absolutely.
so yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to encourage people that if they're investing or they're buying a house, like sure, bring your kids along to the process. Like bring them to the showings, get them excited, maybe talk to them about renovations if that's what you do. Just kind of instill that excitement with them because I think that really stays with them. And I remember that did for me as a kid too. So yeah, that's kind of my advice, and that's kind of what I want to do with Lennox. He's 2, but he's already been on a couple showings with me. So
There you go. It's already started. The wheels are in motion.
yeah,
I love
choose the notions exactly. Puts on the cute outfit. He's like ready. He's all business.
I love it so much. I love that you even have that mindset so early and want to be showing him that. Like, even like you said, even if he doesn't want to become a real estate agent or lender specifically, even the investment side of things is just so smart. So I love that you're doing that.
Yeah, especially in this economy, you see, so many people struggling and stuff like that. So just to be able to give him the tools to put together a backup plan, spend no matter what job he's in, if he loses his job, if his job downsizes, if he gets demoted or something like that, at the end of the day, he's going to know that he's good because he's made these investments. He's in real estate as well. So he has, either plan A or a backup plan, which is good. So, just as a mom, you never want to think about your kids struggling. So just being able to give him a vehicle and an avenue to take that to the next level is kind of my goal.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely. So, well, before we go, I do also want to make sure we touch on specifically what you do because you do residential and commercial. So, do you want to speak to that specifically so people know if you are a good fit to work with them?
Absolutely. Thank you. So I started off in the hard money game, and in hard money, so that's like fix and flips, bridge loans, DSCR, rental loans, stuff like that, mostly geared towards investors. So I started off in that probably like 2 years ago, and that's been going really well. So we can do all 50 states. We do predominantly fix and flips. We can also do the bridge and then DSCRs as well. And then, so I just started probably about a year ago now, getting into residential loans. So that's your conventional FHA, all that stuff. And one of my passions is finding down payment assistance programs because again in this economy it can be very difficult to get your hands on property, but the good news is that there's actually so many amazing programs out there that a lot of people don't know about. So so I made it kind of my mission to find out as much as I could about these down payment assistance programs and how they can help people, and that's really been beneficial for a lot of the people that I've been working with, which is great. So yeah, so all different types of residential buyers. We've worked with lots of different situations. Like if their credit's not perfect, we can work with that. Again, if they're having a little bit of trouble coming up with the 20% down payment and stuff like that, we can work with that. We don't like to say no ever to anybody. Fortunately, sometimes we have to if it's like an extreme case, but we like to say maybe not, instead of no, it's a not yet. So the
Yes.
never would tell someone no. We'll tell them, listen, like these are the things that you would need to work on. We're happy to work on them with you. And once we get through those hurdles, then we're there. So yeah, so really just all different types of cases. I always tell agents when I'm speaking to them, you don't have to give me your best deals. Give me maybe some of your top deals. Like, for example, one deal that I'm working with right now, the person's on workers' compensation. So we've had to kind of work with different lenders to make that happen. So I always tell them, you don't have to give me your best deals. Give me one of your not so great deals so I can show you what I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I could talk to you all day, Morgan. You are so sweet, so personable, easy to talk to, and just so impressive with how you're able to navigate momhood with a little one all day, every day, and finding a work-life balance in a new country on top of that.
I
Well,
know. I'm a fluent. Yeah, I know. I might not seem like one, but yeah. Just talk to me and you'll pick up on things that I say. That's sincere.
I love
So,
it. I love it.
it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I love your podcast. And yeah, I'm wishing you all the best.
Oh my gosh, no, thank you. The pleasure is all mine. I appreciate it so much. We'll make sure we have your social media handles so people can find you, work with you, do all of the things. So thank you so much.
So it's at Your Mortgage by Morgan. I'm sure Katie's going to write it down, but if anyone wants to get into it, at Your Mortgage by Morgan.
Perfect. And thank you all for watching another episode of your Homegirl podcast. As a reminder, I am your national title and escrow girl. So no matter what state you're in, I can help you scale your business and close your deals successfully. So if we are not already working together, please reach out so I can be your homegirl too. Thanks, y'all.